Hey guys, second fan of the night.
Second fan of the night.
And last fan of the night.
Last fan of the night.
So for behind the scenes footage, including an unboxing video for this and many fans like it, go to patreon.com/dspiffy. You get to see Metal Pete in his natural habitat, a playground of gold lines.
Yes.
This is another one from the Peculiar Haul. The boxes do not match the fans, and yet they are sealed from the factory. This is a combination of Union, Hong Kong, and Taiwan parts that was all in a factory sealed Silverline box. And what Pete and I are thinking is either they had a bunch of parts that they needed to use up as they were switching suppliers, or they had a custom order for several brown fans, and he's doing something metal.
Yep, I forgot to do something here.
Okay. I think Pete's having a contest with himself to see what's the smallest possible piece of tape he could use and still be able to get a clean reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, so either one of two things. Either they were trying to use up parts in the midst of switching suppliers, or they had an order for several brown fans, and they just needed to use what they could to fill it. The part that still doesn't make sense is why are the exact same fans in both Gold Line and Silverline boxes? Because there's several Silverline boxes with this exact combination of parts in it, and then there's two Gold Line boxes with this exact same combination of parts, and then another Gold Line box with a complete Taiwan Gold Line in it. So Pete and I are confused but happy, I think would be a good...
Yeah.
Okay, anything you want to say, your metalness?
Well, on this week's edition of New and
Brown.
Just like the Miami Carry that he had, new and brown. It was a 36-inch.
Oh. I was trying to remember if it was a Leslie. I traded him or bought from him years ago. He had a new and brown Evergo.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I remember testing that with
you. Oh, you tested that with me?
Yes.
Nice. I know it's here. So it's either here or in the garage, somewhere, the Oregon garage somewhere.
Yes. And I also, but yeah, he had a 36-inch. It was Miami Carry.
Yeah?
That was 3 metal curved blades. I didn't know Miami Carry did that.
Yeah? Was it a round motor or a pointy?
Round.
Gotcha.
Yeah, round. Yeah.
I have a theory. It's not confirmed, but I have a theory that the round motors were somehow cheaper.
I wondered. There's a lot of questions on that.
There's a lot of questions, and Joseph Lau, the founder of Union and Evergo, is a billionaire fugitive, so I doubt he'll be answering questions.
Right.
You remember that story?
Yeah, you did that on From the Workbench.
I did. It was a fascinating story. I didn't know all that about him. He's kind of like, he's almost like the Trump of the fan industry, where he's kind of a maverick, renegade,
What's his name again?
larger than life. Joseph Lau.
Joseph Lau. Just doesn't sound Hong Kong like.
A lot of times people from Asian cultures, especially when they're doing business with Western, U.S. and Europe, will give themselves American names. So like there's certain, we have a few fan collectors from over there that interact with us, and they will have both an American/English name as well as a name in their native language.
Okay.
And part of that is just for the ease of doing business, and part of it is because there's definitely a certain subculture of people that want to be American or European or something like that, and specifically are trying to fit in with pop culture. But yeah, I might have been his given name, because a lot of times parents would do it too. They would give their kids, names that they thought would make them more successful in dealing with Western people.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out.
I think his brother was Thomas Lau, and I think those are their birth names. Although I don't know, that's a good question. It's something to look up. But yeah, just another interesting cultural tidbit. Well, what else? Anything else you want to say besides doing brown?
Not really. But,
okay, well let's see how it performs.
But I already know what this does in rush.
Oh yeah, these are big in rush.
Yeah, I don't think we have to bet since we did one already.
We
already know.
I've been impressed at how good running all these are straight out of the box.
Little wind-up sound.
Yeah, I wonder what that ticking is, and it'll probably go away.
You might, a slight clicking sound might be heard at initial break-in point, but it should stop. Does it stop? Does it really?
Usually, yes. Wow, that's a much higher current draw. 0.97.
Interesting.
Yeah, didn't drop that much.
Oh.
But it's also, again, these are new in box. These are, you know, so maybe perhaps the longer it runs, the more it'll drop. It'll be something to keep an eye on as we do the video.
Okay.
Good performer, though.
Yes, it is.
I'm cold over here. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah.
That's usually a good sign if when you're testing fans, you're cold.
Yep. $319.
Interesting. So yeah, this one's over 300 too.
Yes. Well, I know I tested a couple of your Coles ones briefly.
Yeah.
And I got the same kind of thing. It was over 300.
Nice.
Those were, I know the department store ones, those abandoned department store.
Yeah.
Those are only 250.
Interesting.
What I remembered, and even your third Coles one, you got two that run over 300, and then one that's like at 250. You thought was on its way out, but nope.
But it seems to be performing fine.
Yeah, because that's how those
Yeah.
other ones do.
Yeah, and I think we checked the caps and everything too.
Yeah.
I know I did in the one I thought was on the way out. I know I checked or changed the cap back when I was testing those first. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting how they all perform differently.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to sift them too.
Yeah.
I see. I saw you reach for power factor while you were at it. By the way, Pete's got a new stand here for mounting the amp meter, the kilowatt, and it works so much better than the last one. Pete did a great job as usual.
610. Oh, 629. Yep, 629.
10,800.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe it seems like the air is a little more concentrated on these unions.
It does. It does. Although I don't know why that would be when they're using the Taiwan blades. Like, what's the difference? It's the same blades going the same RPM. I think it might just be a factor of you know that our test isn't perfect.
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah, I know that our test isn't the most accurate, but it's ballpark.
Yeah, it's good enough for us.
Yeah. Let's see. What do you get? What do you see?
117. Power factor of 1.
Spin down.
Yeah. I am very excited to hang these somewhere because I want to see them up. If we already didn't have... Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I would hang them here if we didn't have a place for... If we didn't have fans already for here just because they're new in box. It's so dusty here. There's the occasional water leak. I don't know how I'd feel about hanging them here.
It just new in box ones.
You kind of on the fence too, or
yes.
yeah?
Well, because I have a white new in box like your Coles ones. The white ones I have a new in box, and I'm kind of like, I wouldn't want to keep them hanging outside of like my home, you know, my bedroom.
Somewhere where you know it's going to be climate controlled and protected.
Yes.
But yeah, we've talked about the possibility of hanging a couple of these at GMS, and I'm very excited about that.
I agree with GMS on that, because...
And what I'd almost want to do...
that one's...
Ooh, that's a little stiff.
Slightly.
It still performed great for it to be so stiff.
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah, okay, let's let it run then, yeah. See what it does.
Well, I know that these unions don't start as low.
Especially given how kludgy that was on the stop.
Yeah.
That's got to get better.
Okay.
Where do you think it's going to start?
I'm going to guess 6.
I'll go with 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It tried.
6. Let's see, or 7.
Yeah.
And 8. 9.
You know, when Rick and I do videos and you're not here, when we get to 8, 12, and 20, we can still hear you crunching off in the distance.
And yeah, here's 10, and it's still not.
It's got a real strong stiff spot there.
Yeah.
You know what I think we should do? Hit the high switch again.
Yeah, that definitely.
We're not drawing any current right now. Oh no,
No.
I'm saying hit the high switch. Let it run. Let's let it run on high again for a bit, and then let's
Okay.
try again on the test rig because I think we just hit a rough patch that. Hear it? You can hear it breaking in. So we might be able to. I'll never forget the first fan manual I ever read was an SMC DC42 that I was installing in my bedroom in 3rd grade. It was the first time my dad let me install a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like before that, he installed a few in our house, but I wasn't involved at all. And in 3rd grade, we did it together, and I did like at least half of the work, if not more.
Okay.
And I read the manual, and it said the fan must be ran on high for 24 hours before, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why? Doesn't make any sense. Now, of course, not knowing how long these can sit on shelves, it makes all the sense in the world. Because you got to let the bearings break in. Okay, let's see if it does that again on spin down. Seems like the bearings are still going to be quiet though.
Yeah.
So again, this still seems like a good candidate for we just might want to let it run a bit, but or we can do that once we hang it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still hear it's a rough spot. Yeah, it's still winding down pretty quick. Not quite as bad, but still pretty rough. Okay, so let's see where it starts now.
All right.
You want to skip ahead to 5 or 6 or wherever it was?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Let's let it sit at 13 for a bit and see how long it takes to. Part of it is I'm trying to figure out what. Because I'm thinking maybe we let this one run for a while. Maybe even let it run when we're not here. I don't know I don't know about that. I'm on the fence about that, but
Yeah.
possible. Either way, let it run for a while. Yeah, it's pretty fast. Okay, we can keep going.
14. 15. 'Maybe test another one. Not tonight, but.
Okay.
But we could still work on this one. But
I mean, I think I have a feeling, I have a gut feeling that this one will be okay after it's ran for, a day or so, close to high. If you think you might come back this weekend, I think we should leave it on like maybe 20 with the lamp on, and then see if it's better when you come back. Because for better or worse, this is not that abnormal for a fan that's been in the box for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what happens when it's like cars. The longer you leave it sit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they always say the best cars are the ones that the old lady drove to church on Sundays.
Yeah.
Because it got driven once a week. Got driven reliably, but not hard.
Yeah.
Where are we at now? 18?
No. Here's 18.
Okay.
19.
Uh-oh. I thought we were safe this video, but apparently not. So everybody, please put on your ear protection. And stay protective again. And yeah, you consider yourselves warned.
20.
Crunch, 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 crunch. And another thing. Crunch, 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 crunch. Crunch, crunch. Seems like it's getting a little better. This is 20.
Yeah.
I want to skip ahead to 30.
Sure.
I don't think these go over.
There's 30.
Yeah, I'm still not over.
35. And 40.
Still a ways under.
Yep, we're maxed out.
Okay, well, tell you what, let's let it spin down again and see if it does any better on our way to the solid state test. Still performs great on high.
Well, sure.
Peed off in the distance. Crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch. Still a little spot there. Okay, solid state.
Okay.
The last one was what? Living room or bedroom?
Bedroom.
Okay. Let's see what this one is.
See, quite stiff.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call that.
Get to the noisiest part. High-ended bedroom?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
'Cause,
Okay.
I mean, it's not real loud.
I'll turn it back to high. We'll do the video with it on high so we can let it run, and we'll put the lamp on just for lamp's sake.
Okay.
The lamp's on? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see how much it draws. So it draws a little less with the lamp on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, one thing we forgot to do in these videos is the Rick and Metal test.
Yeah.
I know you and Rick don't like these, and you know, which is fine because more for me. End of test. So let's thank our sponsors.
Yes.
Pete doesn't know how to react to that because we know obviously this is one of Pete's favorites.
Yeah.
If you could only have one gold line,
Mm-hmm.
what size, version, and finish would it be?
Well, for surely 56.
Okay.
Now between white and brown
Yeah.
is the question.
Yeah.
I know I said, and now what was your further question? Okay, if I could only have one gold line.
Yeah. What? Yeah. You picked like. Yeah. You can only have one, and I'm pretty sure it's Union. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
56.
Yes.
Because then, so that leaves white or brown.
Yeah. But I would like brown. I didn't see as many brown.
I didn't either, but I did see them.
But when I would see them, I would like them.
Yeah. Yeah, I only remember one place where I consistently saw a 56-inch brown, and it's that same childhood install that I've talked about before. And really cool building, and everything's there except that fan. You know, the fan must have failed, and they replaced it with a Dayton, a flower pot Dayton.
And I seen in Stewart, he encountered something similar to this. It was, he went to like some kind of winter camp. I don't remember. It was like a, I don't know, it might have been with his church or something. It was like a high school group.
I don't think I heard this story.
I seen the posts. He made the posts about the fans at the place, and
they had brown gold lines in there?
something like it. Brown unions in the dining hall.
Oh, that does ring a bell.
We'll ask Stuart about where that was.
Yeah, we'll have to go find them.
I know it's actually not far from what I remember about it.
Far from where?
Here, or in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Well, he's from northern Illinois, so
He is.
They may cross the border just as we
Yeah,
do.
a lot of people that lived in Chicago and northern Illinois would come up to Wisconsin for vacations. They'd go to the Dells.
Oh, sure.
They'd go to Madison or Milwaukee.
Lake
Geneva. They'd go to House on the Rock.
Yes.
I don't know if you know anybody that likes House on the Rock. Maybe we'll get to talk to them later.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, I guess let's close out and let's thank our great sponsors.
Yes.
We have Fan Stick, Light Stick,
Yes.
Fan Stick Mini.
Yes.
And to find out more, go to buyfanstick.com.
Florida
I'm trying in a different order this time to see if it works better. Fan Stick, Light Stick, Fan Stick Mini. To find out more, buyfanstick.com, fanstick.biz, lightstick.biz. And for Florida Fan Stick, which is 69% longer and harder than regular Fan Stick, go to buyfanstickxxx.com. As always, this video is lit in part by the Good Manufacturing Company. We did not need excellent lighting, but we did need good lighting. What else? I've been eating my lunch. I hadn't eaten since breakfast, so I bought both lunch and dinner, and I've been slowly kind of snacking on them while we've been here. But you know what they're not?
Taco burrito Mexico.
And Pete took Jonas and I to a really nice taqueria on Sunday. Nice little hole-in-the-wall taqueria with great burritos. And they had burritos.
Yes.
I don't know if they had tacos.
They do have tacos.
You know what they didn't have?
A Mexico.
No Mexicos.
I don't know what that is to describe. I can't remember. I had a burrito at the
Taco burrito Mexico. Yeah.
I had a burrito.
I think it's more of a concept because, as we know, it's a country, but it's also part of the name.
Yeah.
So, I think it's whatever they have on their menu that makes them special. That's the Mexico.
Okay.
That's the special sauce. But we have that's one thing they didn't have. And there's only one place, Pete, where you can get all three. You know where that is?
Yes. The Taco Burrito
Burrito Mexico. And then, you know what I like to do? I like to wash it down with a nice, refreshing Sperry, the beverage of fan collectors. What do you think about Sperry, Pete?
It's very good.
It's very good. Rick or Sheep, a fun game you can play with your friends. We have not been able to play Rick or Sheep yet today, but when I get home, I can log onto my computer and play Rick or Sheep.
Yes, you can.
And I can do that by going to rickorsheep.com. We got to hear a little bit from our sponsor today, 81220 LLC, where our motto is crunch, crunch, crunch. I should have the camera on Pete when he's doing this because he insists on having candy in one hand and chips in the other, and like just being like locked and loaded for the crunching. Well, I think that's all we have for this video. I guess we're done for the video, so it's time to say goodbye to our viewers and wrap up the video. And wow, who's that at the door? Why, look, it's Metal Jonas.
The Edward doorbell.
The Edwards doorbell.
Edward
Long chime doorbell.
This new tone.
New tone doorbell. Well, that is a GE doorbell, but other Jonas did give us a new tone doorbell that we can put up there as well. We can have three.
In there.
Oh, you put it in there already?
It's not.
Not yet, but we'll have that. Okay, so we'll have a new tone. And what's the other one in there? Do you remember?
Well, they're both.
So 2 new tones in there and then a GE and an Edwards out here?
Yeah.
I see.
Jeez.
What do you think about House on the Rock, Metal Jonas?
House on the Rock, full of organs. Organ room.
Organ room.
Oh, yes. House on the Rock. One word. Incredible.
One word.
Overwhelming.
One word.
Amazing.
One word.
One word. Wow.
Wow.
And do you have any Homestead catalogs?
I do have Homestead catalogs,
How
but
about some Newtone
doorbell catalogs? I don't think I have any Newtone doorbell catalogs. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Please continue to
Bye, fans.
Bye, Fancy. Thanks for watching.